Y'all, when I tell y'all this picture on the left has been cracking me up. What's going on, Aces? Listen, Cardi is a mess. Like, she is hilarious. Oh my goodness. Somebody go get your girl. On Twitter, I'm telling you, I was about to wrap it up, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and see what Cardi is talking about. When I came across this picture on the left, though, y'all, just real tears, okay, in my eyes because what is going on? So this is what she says. Because she's tweeting. So let me read y'all the tweets that she wrote. It's just an hour ago. She says, "All right, now this is the third tweet talking about my pregnancy. Like you wasn't going to different fertility doctors because you couldn't reproduce from all them perks, scrambling your eggs. Not allegedly. Dot dot dot. Lord protect my babies." Oh my gosh. Okay. That was Cardi saying not allegedly, not me, because everything on this channel is alleged. Okay. I'm not the drama, even though Cardi is. But that's sad though, right? Because word on the curb, Nicki has been dibbling and dabbling with pills and potions. Okay. But it's sad that anybody who has like fertility issues, if they can't conceive, if they're trying, and her husband, unfortunately, um, he has his own run-ins with the law, right? Just detestable what he was arrested for or put in prison for. Um, but Nikki is all. I mean, that's the thing too, right? Out of everybody in the world, all the men in the world that she could have married. I mean, somebody from Trinidad, anybody. She picked Kenneth Petty. Like, what is going on? You know what I mean? And it takes me back to her beef with Meg the Stallion. And Meg was saying, and I made a whole video about it, but she said, these hoes ain't mad at Megan. These hoes mad at Megan's law, right? And so we looked up what Megan's law is, and it was a little girl named Megan that was essayed, and you know what I mean? Like Nikki is always getting into it with her peers, her colleagues in the game. One thing I loved about Issa Rae is that she said, when she was transitioning from YouTube, she said that it's important to work with people on your level. Even when she was, on YouTube, like her group of friends and stuff, she never tried to, you know, go for people who were out of, not out of her like tax bracket, because I wasn't gonna say out of her league, because never that. But nobody's out of anybody's league. That's always my mindset. But somebody who is further in their career, like she was like, I really admire, Ava DuVernay. She's like, but I wasn't gonna try to, ask people in the industry, oh, can you help me, or meet with Ava or work with Ava or whatever. No, you do the work at your level, and then you continue to rise and climb, and then one day, if you work hard enough and are strategic enough, you'll be in the same rooms with Ava DuVernay or whoever your person is that you look up to, your inspiration. But with Nicki, again, I feel like it's because she went unchallenged for so long, and she was at the top of the female rap game for so long. Because back in the day, rap battles against female, shout out to Lil Kim and Foxy Brown, or even Eve. Shout out to Roxanne, and who was she getting into it with? I don't know. That's real old school, but I mean, rap battles wasn't just with the guys. There were females too, but they weren't taking it to like the fertility issues, and that was a low blow, Cardi, because she's carrying right now. Um, but they weren't, talking about essay and all that stuff. They were talking about, like clothes. Like, Lil Kim said, too concerned with fashion. Oh no, that was Eve. I'm sorry. Eve was talking about Kim when she said, your writing is, you too concerned with fashion. But things like that. You know what I mean? But Nikki, ever since she's gotten with Keith or Kenneth Petty, her husband, her not only her career has gone down the drain, But y'all remember she was also busted in Amsterdam for having illegal substances over there. And it's like, out of all places too, because they have a whole red light district and they have a whole area where people go over there to get lit, literally. Um, it's been a downward spiral ever since. Watch the company you keep, y'all. So the next tweet, she says, "Why you keep bringing up my album? It's not the gang you think it is. You've been in the game like 16 years." She's right though. Cardi's a lot of things. She's not a liar. You've been in the game like 16 years. You need to compare yourself to your peers that started around your time. Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Drake. Those are the numbers you need to be competing with, and you can't because you're doing lower than all of them. I was in high school when you came out. WTF is you comparing yourself to me for? Boom. Right? She's absolutely right. And she sees Cardi as a threat because, again, when she was on top, there wasn't anybody really coming for her crown like that. There was no Meg the Stallion. There was no Cardi. Like she said, they were younger. They were in high school. So now it's like she's not putting out new music, at least not to the caliber or promoting it like Cardi is, because I haven't heard anything new. Um, but she feels really threatened by Cardi's success because Cardi is the only female rapper who has reached number one on the Billboard charts with both debut albums. That's not been done before. That wasn't done by Nicki. And like she said, she was on top for 16 years. I don't think that Nicki has a Grammy either. So she's really upset at Meg the Stallion as well. And it's like, instead of trying to collaborate with them or even be inspired by them, by their success to drive you to work harder or to get in the booth and, whatever the case may be, she's over there crashing out. She and lastly she says, "Nah, because I was really baking ribs and making blondie brownies, and here come this be bothering me on a Monday." But then she posts that picture on the left of the next tweet down. Because that pink wig is frying me. Cardi is hilarious. She is hilarious. But Wendy Williams, and I was reading the comments because Wendy was clocking Nicki's tea as well. Like she's like, "You'll never." Actually, let me let y'all listen. It's just a couple of seconds of what Wendy said, but she's absolutely right. I just know that he did time in jail for. He's a sex offender. Well, she's no stranger to that because her in jail for
sex offending.
For sex offending. And that's really upsetting because, what you want to do is you want to break those generational curses. And again, I did some videos earlier today about Tamar and the Braxton family, and it's not an easy thing. But man, I'm such an advocate of therapy. Like, if you need to go talk to somebody, please go talk to somebody, because the last thing you want is to be raised in dysfunction and then continue that cycle of dysfunction. Like, you really want to heal from it and grow away from it. And when you're surrounding yourself with people who are, in that same degenerate lifestyle, or, committing those same crimes that you grew up around, it may feel familiar, but it's toxic. And you're not going to elevate him. We haven't heard anything that Keith. I was doing a video about Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman. They just broke up. Kenneth Petty, like, he hasn't put out any music, he hasn't built anything, he hasn't created anything, and he's dragging you down to his level, and that's not what you want. You know what I mean? Bad company corrupts good character. That's scripture, and it's real. You really have to watch the company you keep, because what ends up happening is they really will drag you down to their level. And now Nicki is online crashing out. All she does is start beef with people. Like, whether it's Megan, whether it's Cardi, whether it's, whoever the case may be. It's sad, man. And it's like, Nicki, you were on top for so long. Like it's crazy because people who like Queen Latifah, for instance, right? I can't think of anybody that she, would have had a beef with, but she transitioned from being a rapper to being an actress to being a movie star. And whenever she feels like it's time to retire, most people in the industry are going to talk about, what a joy it is to work with her. She was able to make those lateral moves, across music, because, becoming from being a rapper to um, mainstream, movie star. The only other person I can think of that did that was Will Smith, you know, before he crashed out on Chris Rock. He was like America's male, sweetheart type of thing. But you want people to speak well of you. And like Mariah Carey, people are doing like tributes to her. I mean, she's still creating music now. Shout out to Mariah Carey and her new album. But I mean, people are already starting to sing her music as tributes. And it's just like, who would do a tribute concert for Nicki Minaj if she's over there dogging out everybody who's her peers? Like Cardi said, you were on top for 16 years. You haven't put out anything new. And instead of worrying about getting your numbers up or going after a Grammy or creating new music or whatever, you're over here starting Twitter beefs. And Cardi's, pregnant. And she's good and pregnant too. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't her first trimester. So it's like, that is, it's sad, is what it is. I can't even, it's like, it's not even like, it's just disappointing because she had so much. I mean, she still has the talent. And there's nothing in the world worse than, untapped, unused talent. But I feel like ever since she got with her husband, man, it's like nobody's been able to really see it or hear it or, recognize her. I hope she's not spending all her time with, him and his degenerate lifestyle and funding bad habits, substances, and all kind of foolishness. Like, that's just a waste, man. I don't know. But like I said, this picture on the left, it had me cracking up. So I was like, let me make a separate video about Cardi and Nicki and this whole beef. But I hope that Nicki can get it together and stop, like I said, windmilling, fighting everybody, and get back in the booth. The first thing she should do really is to separate from that husband. He's dragging her down. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hype it up, give me those extra points. See, our girl is out here working hard. I'm about to actually get in the shower and go to bed though, because I'm tired. But let me know your thoughts, Aces. I want to hear from you. Take care, you guys. Have a good night. Bye.